Hey everyone, Drew from Monkey's Tropicals Adventures here to do another fragrance review on
What smells good to me?
So what are we going to talk about? So full disclosure, the fragrances I'm going to talk about were sent to me for review. However, I am going to give you my honest opinion. So that being said, let's do this. So what are you talking about? We're going to talk about some fragrances from the House of Alexandria. So if you've watched my channel, then you know that I am a big fan of Alexandria fragrances. Long before I started doing these collaborations, I started building my collection because I was hooked after sampling and purchasing several bottles that, in my opinion, either smelled almost identical or quite close, or captured the DNA of some great inspired fragrances. So I'm a big fan, and so I'm really happy to do these collaborations. And so let's talk about the first one. So the first one we're going to talk about is Luxor Summer, and that light is probably making the reflection hard to read, but this is Luxor Summer. So it is it's inspired by Xerjoff's Uden. And it's got citruses and vanilla and grapefruit, which is a citrus, rum, coffee, wood notes, and rose. It's a really nice, let's just spray it. Yeah, it's really nice. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a daiquiri. And I don't drink daiquiris, but I know what daiquiris smell like. It kind of reminds me of that, and I think that has to do obviously with the rum and like the citrus notes and stuff. But what really sticks out is the rum notes, the citrus, and then I get a lot of the rose, and I get some kind of creamy wood notes. It's a little similar to some of the other fragrances I've smelled in Alexandria, so it's not truly unique, but a lot of fragrances end up kind of smelling like each other. People start kind of, copying each other's notes or whatever, or they make something very, singular, and that's kind of what we have here. So it's a good fragrance. It's a perfect fragrance for this time of year. Like a great, going to a barbecue, which, I'm saying all these things that unfortunately during quarantine we can't really do, but let's pretend like we're not living in like the Twilight Zone, okay? Barbecue, cocktail hour, it's just a really nice, fresh scent for summertime. So I really enjoyed it, very office safe, and it has that appeal for just kind of happy vibes. That's kind of what I like. It's like bright and fresh, and that comes from the citrus notes. And I wasn't getting a lot of coffee until the real deep dry down on it, but it is there. It's not one of the prominent notes. Prominent notes, I would definitely say those citrus notes, the rum, that creamy wood, and the rose. So this is Luxor Summer, and it is inspired by Xerjoff's Uden. Nice fragrance. All right, what do we talk about next? Oh man, I had to try this one. We are going to talk about Hafez 1984 Intense. Now this, I absolutely love, 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 love. I first tried this. This is Hafez 1984, the original that he made. And this was an original creation that Hanny made. So the original had tobacco and rum, patchouli, and spices. And it was, damn, it was gorgeous. Not was, still is. This is absolutely, you can tell I use a lot. Usually, I have so many fragrances, so if you see half a bottle, you know it's a good one. I love this fragrance. So I thought, hey, let's try the Extreme and see what they did there. And man, did they bring it. Okay, so Hafez 1984 Extreme, it removes that tobacco, that rum, that patchouli. It takes out like the really high spice component, and it kind of just twists it all up. So it doesn't really, I'm not really seeing too much of what the original is other than the vanilla. So in the Extreme, you've got oud, coffee, leather, saffron, jasmine, tonka, vanille, and sandalwood. Holy monkeys, right? Let's just spray this. And I did grab a compliment on this. Initial wearing, first day wearing, nice compliment. Okay, so the notes that really stick out in this fragrance are that oud, that coffee, that leather, and that vanilla tonka. Those really dominate this fragrance. However, I do want to preface this that the vanilla is not like overly sweet, so it's not like a vanilla bomb. It's just those four really work well together in creating this real sensual, sexy, warm, inviting, kind of sugary, it's amazing. It's super deep and warm and inviting. Look at me, I'm at a loss for words. Really enjoy this fragrance. So much in fact that, you know, if you see this, because you see, oh, this is the extreme, you hear the note breakdown. So they're very different. So they're both definitely worthy in getting. Wearing this in the summertime is probably not the best idea. It cooled down a little bit, but the heat's gonna jack back up here in Southern California. So it is definitely a fall winter fragrance. You know, use at your own risk in the summertime. If you're in an office, I would go light. It does have a nice, bold, rich, dark opening, but it's not beast mode. I hate that word, but it's not a beast mode fragrance. But it does have a very nice, it's not loud, it's a bold projection because you have some of those really rich notes, that oud, that coffee, that leather. And the coffee is like a nice roasted coffee. That's kind of what I'm like when I was looking for fragrances to try out this go round for this month. I was looking for some coffee because I love the notes of coffee in a fragrance. It's something kind of new to me, and so I really wanted to try it out, and it did not disappoint. So if I was to go between the two of these, this Luxor Summer and this Hafez 1984 Extreme, I gotta go with Hafez 1984 Extreme. And that's just, I like those darker notes. I have a lot of citrus fragrances, but this really knocked me back, and I was just like this is awesome. So what I always say in my videos when I'm doing an Alexandria video is you should, if you're not really sure which bottle to pull the trigger on, get some of their decants. And you can get their decants, and they look like these 6. And they're pretty good sized decants. So, I mean, you can wear multiple times and really find out if that fragrance works with your skin. And then if you already know, you have some fragrances that you're getting low on, get their travel atomizers and get a couple, where it's not a full bottle, but it's a lot of still juice, and it's easy and convenient for travel. Look for their sales. I always say follow them on Instagram because they're always running some type of sale. They just had their 4th of July sale. But they're always doing something. Always, like with the holidays here, they're always running a special. I would say sign up for their email notifications. That way you get a notification when new fragrances drop. They actually put 2 new fragrances that aren't out yet in decants. And one of them is going to be Tom Ford's Rose Prick. I think that's what it is. And I'm not sure what the other one is. I have to look. But they're always coming out with something. So they just dropped some new fragrances. My next video will be 2 brand new fragrances they just released in the last month. So that's it, folks. If you have some Alexandria fragrances you would like to see me review in the future, leave it in the comment section below, and I will do my best to maybe review those next go round. I really appreciate you watching. Please follow Alexandria Fragrances. Please follow me over here on YouTube, like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you soon. Take care.